Hey guys, I am Chris Gaylor.
And I'm Ambush Fast from Kyuujin cosplay.
And today we are starting a new show, one that we didn't even ask if you guys wanted to see, because it's one that she's been dying to show me now for a while.
I still can't believe that you never saw
Death Note. Okay, let me say this about Death Note. And since we're right here...
Hi, cutie!
Where is it? Mwah! It's in drama?
It's over there.
Give me the 3, please.
Woohoo!
Alright. Push your butt away. Thank you. I have never seen the anime. But I'm not without a little knowledge about Death Note. I've seen the live actions! All 3 of them! It's been a while since I've seen them. Like, I think it's more than 6 or 7 years ago last time I watched the movies. So it's a bit hazy in my memory, but don't be surprised, guys, if I end up understanding something that's happening, because it might have been, you know, the same way in the movie. With that said, I know that the movie is very different from the anime. So with that said, I want to be, you know, clear with you guys. I have seen the live action, but I've never seen the anime, so this is new territory for me, and it's something that I wanted to watch for a while. So even if I've seen the movie, I still want to experience this with you guys, and apparently I'm gonna like it.
Yeah.
You've seen both, right? You've seen the anime.
I've seen both the anime and the live action.
What do you think? Is it better?
I think that they did a pretty good job for the live action, because...
For a live action,
because we all know that it's not always,
live actions
not
are
always
not
the case, but I really...
Dragon Ball Evolution!
But I really love the anime. I think it's one of the best for crime type of series with the detective stuff.
And I mean, the main story of Death Note has always been something that we found interesting. I mean, we cosplayed Death Note. We both did years ago. Like, I cosplayed L, I think, in 2011.
I cosplayed Ryu.
Wait, fast photo! Never look at that photo again, please. Yeah, it was one of my first cosplays ever, and you did Ryuk a couple years after that, like in 2013 or 2014.
Yeah.
So, but that yours was bigger and more complicated. And even if you had no money to make all the prosthetics and stuff, it was still pretty great.
Yeah, it looks like a freaking monster, guys. No, no quick photo.
She made a kid cry. Not joking. And she face planted because she made her own platform shoes.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, but that's it for the cosplay part. So yeah, we did cosplay Death Note, and I did really enjoy the live action. So if you're saying the anime is better, and I think people online say that the anime is better too, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. And I've kind of been dying to see where the live action came from. So with that said, Death Note is gonna come on YouTube 2 times a week.
2 freaking times.
Yeah, same as Breaking Bad. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it's gonna come on Patreon 3 times a week. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So if you guys wanna be ahead of YouTube and see more episodes, go on our Patreon. The link is down below. And this show is also gonna be available in full length for if you want to see what didn't make the cut. Alright? With that said, let's watch Death Note.
Ooh.
He sees the light. Fucking kid!
His mind is so set on what's supposed to be white, what's supposed to be black, good and bad. His own version of a perfect world became messed up.
I think, like, to me, this kid believes that nobody in this world is perfect. The world is rotten. Everyone deserves some kind of punishment except for him. Like, everybody should be at my image. They should study like I do, be perfect like I am, like, have all the good grades like I do, but no one is like me. Everyone is rotten, and since I have this amazing power and I'm perfect, well, I have the right to judge them all and grant, punishment. And that, basically, he wants to be judge, jury, and executor. But, like you said, his way of seeing things is all messed up. Like, he doesn't distinguish the people who actually do deserve punishment and the people who just did a mistake. And he doesn't stop to ask himself if they really did it. Or if they are just suspect. Like, so far we've only seen, like, 2 actual deaths from people that he knew were, doing bad things. But that's not how justice works. You don't know why they are doing this. Like, we've heard stories, we've seen movies about people who, for example, this guy takes a hospital hostage because he needs a heart for his son, and he's just a father who's desperate. We've seen that story many times. It happens. How do you judge the father? Yeah, of course you're gonna judge him. Of course he's doing something bad. Does he deserve death? It depends. And I'm a really strong believer that for someone to just die, it's like you take away the real meaning of punishment. Like, for some people, death is not the worst ending. You've got people who are really, really religious beings who believe that when they die, they're gonna, have lots of contempt. They're gonna be happy in the afterlife. So for them, death is not the ultimate punishment. It's just the next step. So death is not always the solution, but he doesn't stop to think about it. Like, I believe that someone who spends years behind bars thinking about his actions might eventually start actually feeling the punishment because he doesn't have a life, But he just prefers to kill left and right. Exactly. Like, it's like this scene, which was awesome, by the way, that soundtrack. I remember years ago, I stumbled upon it on YouTube, and I thought it was an amazing soundtrack. I was like, holy shit, from what show is this from? It was from Death Note. But it's a great, great soundtrack. Anyway, during that scene, like you just did, you see him do that and that, left and right. He's like, and it's,
It's like a chief and his own orchestra. He's playing his own symphony.
There's that. And there's also the fact that he's just throwing away actual lives without a second to hesitate. He doesn't care. And I know that in his head, he's doing the right thing. Like, in his mind, he believes he is actually helping the world. But it's just giving him a God complex. And since I've seen the live action, I know it's going to go bad. Like, I know eventually he's not going to be able to, stop. And I'm actually very afraid that eventually he's going to see the people that are trying to stop him as criminals. You're trying to stop me from doing God's work. You're trying to stop me from actually punishing the guilty. Well, you are guilty as well because you actually want this world to stay rotten. So he's going to start, judging without thinking. He's going to start killing people left and right again. But this time it's not going to be criminals. It's going to be everyone. He's a dangerous kid. And it's obvious that he doesn't think with his heart. He thinks with his head.
He seemed to be a cold mind person.
He's detached.
I didn't say it that way, but maybe he's a little bit on the sociopath side.
Yeah, probably.
And you're gonna see maybe more of it later on the show with his relationship with everyone else and how he treats people.
So far, every time we see him with other people, I feel like he's just wearing a mask. The real him is the one we see in this bedroom, the one we see when he's writing in Death Note, which is a crazy person. But, he's faking his smile, he's faking a voice. His voice is different when he talks to his mom and when he's alone, He's faking it because he wants to, keep the image that, oh yeah, everything's alright, but deep down he's like, you're all rotten. I want you gone!
Since you're not as smart as me, as good as me, you don't deserve a single second of my time.
And it's clear that he's very intelligent. Like he's
first
in his class. Yeah, first in his class. He's first everywhere. He keeps studying, and he has, he has the knowledge. And I think maybe he has too much knowledge.
Well, I won't judge on that fact because one of the main things that why that show is so freaking awesome, because both main protagonists are freaking smart.
Yeah, that
and
I know.
It's gonna be awesome to watch them battle each other.
Elle is my bae, okay? I mean, by that, I just meant that if you're too much in here, there's nothing left in here. Like, we see, even Elle, from what I remember from him, he's also not very emotional.
Elle is just not normal.
Yeah, he's weird. But Light, as for Light, I feel like he's so much... Like, all the emotion in him is just so much convinced that he's right, because he's always right. He's more intelligent, he's the best at everything he does, so he doesn't even question himself. And he thinks too much. So he doesn't feel anything. We saw him for a second. You wondered, am I doing the right thing? I just killed 2 people. Life shouldn't be, treated this way. I shouldn't do that with people's lives. And then the second he thought that, no, you know what? I'm right. Because he's always right. He's always the best. He's always number one.
They're criminals. It's not wrong. They shouldn't be allowed to live.
Oh, anyway, for a first episode, it was awesome. But you know what? I can already see the difference between the anime and the movie. Because in the movie, it was a much slower descent into craziness. But the second I saw all of these names, I'm like, holy shit!
Well, we didn't say, but it's been 5 days.
I don't care!
So in less than a week, he went downhill fast.
Like, he was right when he said that the book creates a certain
urge.
No, but yeah, the addiction is there, but it creates an urge to try it. When Death Note was really popular back in the day, we all had people that were freaking out over this. We all had a Death Note, right? We all bought one, and we all tried it because we wanted to see.
I never tried mine.
You never tried yours?
No, mine is still blank.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I can prove it if you want.
When I was in high school, me and my friends, we had my Death Note, and we were like freaking out over the fact, what if it's real? I think it was it wasn't the fact that we wanted to write the name of someone that we wanted to die. It wasn't about that. It was about
try
it out, and it was like, I dare you to try it. We saw actually that concept in Black Mirror, and I think in Black Mirror I mentioned Death Note. It's not the fact that you want someone dead. It's more the fact that you think it's silly, but still, what if? So you want to try it out and see if it actually works. His problem is that he was wondering, am I a murderer? After the first one, I wouldn't think so, because you wrote it thinking that it wasn't real, even though there was this idea behind your head that it could be real. That's why you tried it. And if it is real, that person is going to die. So there's that. But, sorry about that. There's that. But then, if you do it a second time knowing it worked, you are committing murder.
Well, technically, both times you are committing murder. The difference, though, is the first one is without intent. That's accidental death.
No, but who has
I don't know the real term of it. But the second time, it's a crime with planning. I think it's first or third rate.
First degree murder.
First degree murder, yeah.
And something like that. Yeah, but I mean, most people have thought once in their lives, I wish that person was dead. And sometimes it's just an idea that floats around. Like, it goes and passes, but you don't act on it. With the Death Note, the first time you write in it, it's a bit like that. You're writing it in it because you think, well, maybe that person could die and it would be better. But you don't actually think it's going to happen. But then if it happens, and you write it again and again and again and again, then you're actually committing murder. And it's dangerous because you're not the one actually doing it. So you don't have to get involved. You're in your room, completely safe. You don't have to get outside or do anything. You just write a name and it happens and you don't see it. No, to him it's like no consequences. Just write a name.
So far, did you understand how the Death Note worked?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I've read the rules. I have the Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
You write a name. If you don't write anything else, the person is going to die of a heart attack in like 30 seconds.
40 seconds.
Yeah. If you write the cause of death, you have 6 minutes to write the circumstances of the death.
And don't forget, you need to have the whole name.
And you have to think of that person. Her face and stuff. So you need to know what the person looks like, and you need this name. So yeah, that's interesting and that's important. I know it's important. It's gonna come back. If it wasn't important, they wouldn't have said it. Other thing too, was Ryuk? You don't answer that, but was Ryuk lying when he said there was no actual consequences to him using the Death Note? Because I could have sworn that he was losing half of his life, right? When he did that. Or is that a movie thing?
You're gonna learn about it later.
Okay, so don't tell me. Okay? But I'm pretty sure.
I'm just gonna say, for using the Death Note only, there's technically no consequences. But when you're gonna die, you don't have an afterlife. Is it heaven or hell? You don't. You just, you're hidden by the Shinigami.
And since he doesn't understand the concept of heaven or hell, because he's never been there, he doesn't see it as a consequence. And it's so fucking twisted, because I mean, Ryuk left that Death Note in the open, knowing that someone was eventually going to write a name in it, and the second you write a name in it, you're doomed.
Yeah.
Without knowing the consequences. And even if I have the feeling that he just liked to light, it's like he doesn't care. He's here to have fun.
Yeah.
And they both were so,
for you.
But they both were so similar in the beginning. Like, they both wanted something to change. They wanted something to brighten their day. Literally, in some cases. I mean, they wanted something different. And where Light wanted something different, and he wanted to be the instrument to that difference, that change, Ryuk is just happy to see him go wild with his book and actually make a change, because I don't think as a Shinigami he has the right to kill as many people and to be the god of death that Light thinks he is.
Technically, there's no rule for how much life you can take as a Shinigami.
It's not like they go around and kill thousands of people a day. You saw it. It's boring for them. They don't do that because there's no actual reward. They don't see the death. They don't feel anything about it. They just kill people.
We're gonna learn
more about that later on. Anyway, I really enjoyed that first episode. Visually, it's beautiful, and the theme song and everything. It's really cool. I knew I was gonna like this show, and I'm really excited about next episode. I'm waiting for L to come.
Soon enough, you're gonna see him.
Alright, so thank you guys for watching this with us. If you want to see the next episode right now, it is up on Patreon. The link is down below. And if you want to see the next episode on YouTube, you're gonna have to wait for Thursday.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.